Hello, my name is Kayla Lishner, and this is my presentation on outsourcing. Outsourcing occurs whenever one company, we'll say from America, hires another company from a different country, such as India, to complete some of their work for them. Instead of having an in-house employee complete that work or hiring someone from in the country to complete that work. There are some advantages to outsourcing, such as saving money. An employee from an outsourced company in India might take $2 an hour, whereas an employee in America would expect $8. That is a $6 difference, and while it is not significant per hour, it is significant over time. And there's also the advantage of the pack mule. I don't mean that you're going to strap bags over their back. I just mean that they can take on less important tasks in the outsourced company, leaving your in-house employees to worry about manager positions. They can worry about how the outsourced company is doing and their client relations. And also expanding, so that's another advantage, is expansion. If you have an outsourced company, you can ask them, can you hire on 10 more employees instead of going to your human resources department and worrying about the screening of those employees yourself. Also, it can help you from having to rent and buy a new office if you don't have enough room in your current office. It can be cheaper to outsource at times. And there are also disadvantages, of course, to anything that seems too good to be true. You have the quality of work. Since they are miles and miles away, it is hard to have the training led this exact same each time. They will change up the training, just like in the popular phone game that kids play in school. There's also criticism. In America, outsourcing is not exactly accepted right now. It's more preferable that a company not outsource and hire internally in the country. So you can get a little bit of gripe for outsourcing in America right now. There's also the disadvantage of a contract loss if they do handle private information, very secure information, and they suddenly decide they don't want to work for you anymore. Well, you need to find a way to keep their mouths closed. Antivirus software can't keep their mouths closed. It only works on computers, so you have to find another way if they suddenly decide they don't want to work for you. There's also the disadvantage of poor communication. There's often language barriers with outsourced companies, especially those in India. And it only makes it worse because it's long distance, and those are rarely perfect anyways. So whenever you mix the language barrier, it's very hard to make sure that your points are taken correctly. So I have a made-up company here just to display outsourcing and why it might be advantageous or disadvantageous. So the outsourced company is Data King. They're a call company concerned with production. They are currently expanding and they only have one office. So should they outsource? Let's see. So their current situation, they work Monday through Friday from 8 to 8. They currently have 50 employees in production. They do 5,000 orders per week. They charge $10 per order, and each of their employees takes 20 orders per day to complete. So they're okay for right now, but again, they do want to expand. So they'll keep the same hours, but they want to hire on an additional 50 employees, so 100 employees. They want to do 10,000 orders per week at the same price, and they expect each person to still take 20 orders per day. So they are looking to double their production and their employee size. So money to spend, they will pay $1,600,000 for employee wages, $1,400 a month for in-house employees, $1,000 for outsourced employees, $63,000 for each manager, and there are 15. They receive $5,200,000 for orders and expect to have a $2,500,000 profit at the end of all that. So I do have a couple of models. So company has two choices. They can keep their 50 in-house employees and hire 50 outsourced employees to keep down on the wages. Or model 2, they can just hire 50 more in-house employees and have higher wages. So, employee pay. If we take model 1, the company will be underneath the total for their production wages by $160,000. If we take model 2, they're going to be over that budget by $80,000. So far, outsourcing is looking pretty good. Overall, the profit would be $2,815,000 for model 1, and we're looking at a $2,575,000 profit for model 2. Both will keep the company in business, so that's not going to be a concern. However, there is a significant significant change in profit for Model 1. And then communication. So if we look at Model 1, let's see, 50% of the time the client that calls in is going to get an English-speaking person that speaks English very well. And they stand a 75% chance of hanging up. Model 2, they're always going to get an English-speaking person, and they'll hang up 90% of the time. So quality of work, Model 1, due to the language barrier between the two companies, there is a higher chance for miscommunication, of course, and this can lead to higher failure rates. For Model 2, most of the clients are very happy, and they're not too worried whenever a new employee doesn't have the proper training. Expansion, Model 1. So the amount of in-house employees would stay the exact same. The amount of outsourced employees would increase, and it would make it very easy for the outsourced company to hire new employees than for the internal company to have to do that. Model 2, they'd have to have human resource employees hire more people on, which could cause more money loss. So final answer, there really isn't an answer I can offer, of course. Model 1 offers a higher profit with a lower quality of work and satisfaction rating from their clients. Model 2 offers a lower profit with a higher quality of work and satisfaction rating, so there is a trade-off. And again, my conclusion, so to outsource or not to outsource, it is still a question. Of course, there are your advantages. You can save money, keep your profit margins higher, but in the long run, the quality of work could suffer depending on the amount of training you're able to provide to those outsourced companies.